Hi guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. Neil here, and first of all, Happy New Year, because it's 2026 now and this is the first ever demo of 2026. So I have here a guitar that has been sent out to me by Vader Sound, a new distribution company in the UK. This guitar is called the Lite Jam, and it's not called the Lite Jam because it's light. It's called the Lite Jam because it lights up and helps you jam. Okay guys, so when I first started playing guitar, my guitar teacher taught me 3 power chords, 2 or 3 scales, how to hammer on, how to pick properly, and then I disappeared and started writing my own songs, joining bands, things like that. And I did this and left theory to one side, so I had no theory whatsoever. I had to work it out all by myself, which can take absolute years. We now have YouTube tutorials, things like that, that help with learning a bit of theory, but it's boring, let's face it. It takes a lot of time. You're constantly zooming in on bits of tab and chords and things like that, and searching on the internet, Googling things, and it all takes a lot of time. So what if there was an app, okay, on your phone, and as soon as you wanted to learn any chord shape or any scale shape to go with that chord, you could put it into your app and it would light up live on your fretboard? Well, today we have the Lite Jam guitar here, guys, and that is exactly what this thing does. So let's get into it. First of all, it comes in a gig bag like this. It's a pretty good gig bag. It says Lite Jam on it there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. There's no reason nowadays why every brand and every guitar you buy can't come with some kind of gig bag. So let's get into it. Let's look at the guitar. So this guitar, I would say, is aimed at beginners or intermediate players that have no theory or not that much knowledge of the fretboard, sorry. There's plenty of advanced guitar players out there, by the way, that can shred all over the place on YouTube, Instagram, or wherever, that have very limited theory. Now, whenever you say guitar theory, people get scared who play guitar, and they, especially if they're into metal and things like that, they just want to get out there and chug and play heavy music and play well without the tedious task of learning theory. So when I heard about this guitar and what it did and its purpose, the first thing I thought was, wow, I wish this was around when I was learning guitar, because dodging at least some theory is bad, but I dodged virtually all of it. This guitar, guys, plays really, really well. The neck on it is super comfortable, and the finish on the back is really nice as well. So it's all very well having a guitar that can teach you guitar live on your fretboard, but if the guitar plays like a dog, then it's pointless, because you're not going to pick that guitar up. This guitar doesn't play like a dog. It plays really well. It plays really nice. It's up there with most good beginner style guitars now, I would say. We've got a humbucker, a single coil in the middle, and then we've got a single coil here with rails on, which it's kind of in between a humbucker and a single coil, is that pickup there. That's the best way of describing it for you guys without too much knowledge of guitar. You've got a 2-point trem here. It's pretty good, it's not a Floyd Rose or anything, but it's pretty good, and the guitar holds tune really well, which is really important, especially if you're learning guitar. You've got this selector switch here, which is a 5-way selector. You've got a tone control and a volume control, and at the bottom here, as you can see, there's an on-off button, which we'll come to in a minute, with a USB connection. So the guitar is quite weighty, and you charge it through the USB connection there, so I'm assuming this will have a battery in. So when you turn this guitar on, which I can't wait to do this, I've already done this and kind of sneaked it out on my TikTok and my Reels, but this is kind of what happens when you turn it on, which is pretty cool. Press it again, and that looks pretty awesome, right? So I guess if you just want a guitar with lights on that looks awesome to step on stage with, you can use it like this. However, the purpose of this guitar is that, as you can see where all these lights are, there are lights not lit up in between at the moment, in between. This can light up a chord on the fretboard and your root notes will be lit up in red. It's really important to learn root notes, guys. I can't emphasize how important that is and how useful that will come into play in later on when you get to like intermediate and advanced stages. But also, when you learn a chord, so say if you learn, I don't know, the C major chord one week, you could actually learn the scale as well the same week that would match that chord. So without this guitar, you would have to visualize that chord and the placements on the frets and the scale. Whereas with this guitar, you wouldn't need to do that. You wouldn't need to keep checking tab. You wouldn't need to use your memory. It would just be all lit up there for you, so it would be a lot easier to visualize on the fretboard. Now, when you see guitar players jamming over a track and they're shredding all over the place and they look amazing, really what they are doing is they are visualizing the scales and the notes that they need to use on the board from their memory, you know, in their mind's eye. They've learnt them, and even your most advanced players will hit bum notes sometimes doing that because nobody's perfect. With this guitar, I guess in a way you would never hit them if you had the board lit up because they'd always be there. You know, it'd be hard to put a foot wrong, sort of thing. When you've got used to learning it, and you've learnt the chords and you've learnt all the scales and everything, you wouldn't need the lights and you could probably go back to a different guitar, you know, and you just visualize them and memorize them. But while you're actually learning them, to have them lit up live right there on the fretboard, for me, that's a win-win situation. And I really wish something like this was out when I was younger and learning guitar. And even for me now, as you know, I'm a 48-year-old guitar player, there's so much theory that I've got missing that I have to try and go back to and pick up and check things online, which I'm not afraid to admit. With this guitar, you just go in the app, put in whatever you want to know, you know, like, I don't know, if you wanted to know something as basic as like an A major scale, you could just put that into the app, it would light up on the board. You know, this guitar can also show you your favorite riffs live on the board as well. We're not going to delve into that today. I want to just show you how this thing works. So first of all, let's get an A major chord lit up on this guitar, which hopefully you will be able to see right now on your screens. Now let's move to get the A major scale that accompanies that chord lit up on the fretboard. And as you can see there, that's how easy it is. All your root notes again in red. What I would do personally if I had this guitar and I was learning guitar strictly with just this guitar, because once you've got your technique, you know, your guitar teachers are good for learning good technique, you know, hammer-ons, slides, different things like that. But for actually learning the theory side of thing and all different chords, riffs and scales, this guitar can do all of can do all of that, excuse me. Okay guys, it's all very well having a guitar that teaches you guitar, right? But now what we want to see is, how does this guitar sound just being used as a guitar? So for the outro of this video, guys, I am just going to plug straight into my Sonic Kick Matrix 2 over there. That is going to be going straight into my iPhone, which you're watching me on right now. And I'm going to have a jam out on this guitar and just enjoy myself without learning anything, you know, just without the lights on, so to speak. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Please check out this guitar. All the links are down below in the description. If you want to buy any gear at all, please check out my Toman affiliate link down there below in the description. Go through that link, search for anything you want, buy it, and it really helps me out with this end. There's also a Sonic Kick affiliate link down there below as well. Any Sonic Kick gear you want to buy at all, again, go through that link, go to the Sonic Kick website, search for anything that you want to buy. When you purchase it, do not forget to use code Neil and you get 10% off as well. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon.